Welcome back to EPT. Today, Sophia and I are talking about something that many of us struggle with, comparing ourselves to others. It's something that can creep into our minds without us even realizing it. So, let's dive into it. Sophia, do you ever find yourself comparing your life to someone else's?
Hmm. Yes, I think everyone does it at some point. But it's tricky, right? We look at other people's achievements or how they seem to have it all together, and then we wonder why we don't feel the same.
Exactly. I'll be scrolling through social media and suddenly I'm thinking, why don't I have that? It's easy to get caught up in that feeling of not measuring up. Like, I see people doing incredible things and here I am, just trying to keep it together.
Oh, I feel that. It's so easy to get sucked into the comparison trap. But the thing is, we never really know what's going on behind the scenes. People are only showing us what they want us to see.
Right? It's like a highlight reel and we're comparing our behind the scenes to their best moments. But even then, I still find myself asking, why can't I have that too?
Yeah, it's hard not to. But I think it helps to remember that everyone's journey is different. Just because someone else is in a different place doesn't mean you're doing something wrong. It just means you're on a different path.
That's a good point. I think sometimes we forget that, especially when we're not where we want to be yet. But when I see other people's success, I feel this pressure to keep up. It's almost like a race I didn't sign up for, but I'm in it anyway.
It's definitely not easy. I know what you mean. And, if we're being honest, comparison is kind of built into the way we live now. It's everywhere. Social media, the people we interact with. But the question is, how do we stop ourselves from spiraling into this feeling of inadequacy?
Yeah, because sometimes it feels like I can't stop it. I see someone doing something cool or accomplishing something big, and I can't help but wonder, why don't I have that?
It's almost like we forget that we don't see everything. We only see the good parts, the successful moments. But every single person has their struggles. Everyone. Even those who seem to have it all together.
I know. It's easy to forget that. I think we have to learn to give ourselves credit for what we have and where we are, even if it doesn't seem like much compared to others.
Exactly. And instead of thinking about where we're not, maybe we should focus on where we are. What's going well for us, no matter how small it seems. Sometimes, we forget to celebrate those little wins.
You're right. Like, even on a bad day, I've probably learned something or done something that helped me move forward just a little bit. But it can be hard to see that when we're so focused on someone else's journey.
It really can. And we get into this mindset that we should be somewhere else by now, but time moves differently for each person. The truth is, some people's success might come faster, while others need more time. And that's fine.
I think I need to remind myself of that more often, that it's okay to be at my own pace. But it's hard not to feel left behind when everyone around you seems to be moving forward.
It's so easy to feel that way. But Jamie, what I've started doing is, whenever I feel that tug of comparison, I try to remind myself that I'm exactly where I'm meant to be. And that doesn't mean I stop striving for more, but I just let go of the pressure to be someone else.
Yeah, it's about focusing on my own path, not trying to mimic someone else's. But I think sometimes it's tough because comparison feels like second nature, especially when we're constantly seeing people's successes.
Right. But maybe instead of comparing, we could start appreciating, like appreciating the good things we've done, appreciating where we've grown, no matter how small.
That's a good shift. Instead of wondering, why don't I have that? Maybe I can think, what can I learn from them that could help me grow?
Exactly. That's a much healthier way to look at it. Comparison doesn't have to make us feel bad about ourselves. It could inspire us instead, if we let it.
Yeah, it's like changing the way we see things. Instead of seeing it as a competition, we can see it as motivation, but only in a way that's uplifting, not defeating.
It's all about perspective. If we see someone doing well and feel inspired by them instead of jealous, we can lift each other up. We're all capable of growing, just at different speeds.
I guess the bottom line is this. It's okay to notice others, but it's not okay to lose yourself in that comparison. We each have our own worth, And that doesn't depend on someone else's achievements.
Exactly. We have to build our own self-worth from within, not from the outside noise.
It's a work in progress for sure, but I think, step by step, we can get there.
We will. And as long as we keep reminding ourselves that we're enough, that's the most important part.
Well, I think this has been a really good conversation. Thanks for chatting with me, Sophia. I think a lot of people will relate to this.
Thank you, Jamie. I think it's something everyone can take a little piece of with them.
And thank you all for listening to today's episode of EPT. Remember, you are enough, right where you are.
Take care, everyone.